People get to know what happens in the White House. Not many people know what happens in State House.
Don't see the big deal about that.
I don't think anyone has dared to create anything like it before. It's new and it's edgy and it's highly political and sometimes politically incorrect.
I don't think I've ever watched an African show, or at least a Kenyan show, that one for sure I've not heard of, that is about State House. Yeah, we want to know what's happening behind the scenes there. Who really does pull the strings? Where does the power lie? And how does politics work? So it touches those buttons or that level of interest.
You don't have access to the State House in this part of the world necessarily. So there's no West Wing tour like you'd see in the States or something like that. So we thought it would be nice to open up that hidden part of the world and tell the stories that happen behind the walls.
These are stories we all know. We've all lived through the changes of regime, and we're all interested in what happens behind the scenes of politics.
Action.
At Zuku, we're always looking for content that is exceptional in some way. Either fresher or smarter or better produced or more unexpected than anything else that's on air in the region. And when we first read the proposal for State House, we thought that we had found just such a thing. Something that was very relatable and at the same time had not been seen on television in East Africa.
A couple of years ago, I really wanted to do a show that really captured our true celebrities, who are the politicians in our country. So I thought that the best thing to do would be to do a show that not only captures the politics that happen, but things that are behind the scenes, stuff that happens in the corridors of power, as they say, and the interactions, or more personal interactions between, say, the president and his family, and the policies that happen as a result of his personal feelings or interactions in life, and how that influences government and how that influences the country as a result.
And then leave. Everybody leave. Tice is going to your office and change pictures.
About 4 years ago, when Nuri and I were coming up with the 100th idea for a TV series that we usually come up with, we have lists of them. And we said, oh, there should be a political drama in this part of the world. And so we started talking about it, and we kept talking about it, and over the years kept talking about it. And finally the Zuku call came out, and we said, yeah, now's the time for the show.
It's been a wonderful experience. The funny thing is, I've known Wanuri for quite a long time, and I'd always wanted to do something with her. And the irony of it is, when they came to present, she said the same thing, that she also wanted to do something with us. It was a good meeting of minds. We knew exactly what we wanted. We had common goals. We had a common vision. She wanted to produce and direct an edgy story. I wanted to be able to broadcast an edgy story, one that is unique, one that has never been told before. But at the end of the day, I think we have managed to come up with something that is incredible.
And action.
What to run remains to be seen.
My name is Zandola. I'm looking for my auntie, Nema Kahiga.
So the show that we're making is about the people who work and live in the president's house. It was inspired by Our Time to Eat, which kind of started to discover the things that were happening behind closed doors within State House in Nairobi. And because State House in Nairobi is very, very kind of covert and nobody really knows what happens there, and nobody really has access to it, I wanted to begin to explore the personal life of the president and the staff that live there. It's very curious and very interesting to me that the staff who live in State House may or may not unwillingly play a part in some of the policies and the changes that happen in government. And I think that they would be the first direct access for the president with his citizens.
Independence Party recognizes its responsibility to seek to remove the challenges that impede our physical,
So I wanted to play around with that concept of the two different dimensions, the above the line president, comptroller, and his life and the head of households, as well as the people who work for them and their interactions and their scandals and when their lives intercross and how these influences then bleed into the common life of everybody else.
We have a household problem.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'll handle it.
I'm sorry, Mom. I didn't realize that you were here.
That's okay, Naima. Any household problem is my problem. What is it?
I've been informed that the staff is being replaced. I'd like to be informed of the changes.
The show is important to us because the show doesn't exist in Africa the way that we want to tell it. And instead of focusing on the president, which is I think what most shows would focus on, they tend to focus on the guy at the head of the country. You know, Winuria has a very different point of view, as usual. And she wanted to tell the story from the point of view of the people who worked in the house and who supported the president.
There are so many things that make State House special. First of all, the story is just beautiful. When we decided to commission State House, the one thing that we looked for, it was not cast, it was not about whether the technical abilities would be great, because we knew that was going to be something that we will work together on. What really intrigued us was the story, the premise, the setting of it, the fact that it touches on people's lives that we never really get to see the other side of.
Do you really wonder about this guy? I mean, he just rose up from nowhere. And it happened so fast.
The comptroller role was the most difficult to cast. And it was, we never thought it was going to be difficult to cast. But we were looking for someone who was a bit older than Kanjana, or at least looked older than Kanjana, and who was sophisticated and subtle, very subtle. This is not someone who gets excited about many things and who overreacts, because he's been working in this environment for a long time with Mzee, and he understands that politics is constantly evolving and that he will survive many presidents over many, many terms. So we had to find someone who understood how to be patient and how to be forgiving. We also had to find someone who, when he was pushed into a corner, could come back and push just as hard, and who he would never admit his connections, and he would never admit his true power. But I think throughout the show you're going to see several moments where he demonstrates that he has absolute control, and that by no means is he going to be pushed around into a corner because some new kid has come on the block.